Hello, hello. Hello, my friends. How you doing? Kat Miller here, and welcome to the session, How to Plan for a Successful 2022. I'm so happy you're here. I recently created a workshop for my inner circle, and it was so good. I got so much great feedback that I wanted to share it with you. So I created this 8-step framework, and you can have a copy of it if you want, so that you can go through it yourself. But I wanted to go through the framework and talk a little bit about why these things are so important, and just give you some tips for it. So before I dive in, if you would like that plan, just type the word plan in the comments. And also, I would love to know that you can see me and hear me okay. So if you're here with me live, just pop a hashtag live in the comments right now if you're here with me live. And if you're watching the replay, if you could just put a hashtag replay, that would be great. And some of you have requested to have that tagged in, so Trisha's going to tag you in. So great you're here. So we're going to dive in. If you've got a pen and paper, make some notes, because it's going to be one of those interactive sessions. And please do engage. Please do write in the comments, make this an interactive session. I give away a prize for people for engaging. And so I give away a prize every single week for the person who engages, to one person who engages. And last week, our winner is Jody Riley. So Jody, congratulations. You have won a mini marketing makeover with me. So just drop me a message on Facebook and I'll get in touch with you about your mini marketing makeover. So please do comment, engage. I always love to know that you're here. So let's dive into how to plan a successful 2022. So we workshop this in my group. We won't have time to workshop it, but I will just give you some distinctions, some really powerful things about why it's so, firstly, why it's so important to plan. And if you do it sooner rather than waiting until the new year starts, you're starting with a feeling of relaxation. And I've done my planning already. I finish work tomorrow, and then it's just relaxation. And so I know that because I've planned my year, not in full detail, but I know what's happening. I've got events in my calendar. I've got holidays in my calendar. I know what the year's about. I know what my mission is. I've set my goals. I just feel this feeling of lightness and relief. And I've had many years, I don't know if you relate to this, but you kind of like, oh, okay, I need to do my goals, and it gets closer to New Year's. You're so caught up in Christmas and everything else that's going, like kind of tying up the year and tying up your work and everything, that it's like, oh, I'll just wait till next year. And it's almost like we can dump it in the future, like I'll deal with that then. And we almost make the problem for our future self. And so we come back from holiday, whether it's the first or second week of Jan, and then we're kind of back into it again. And then we say, oh, I'll do my goals on the weekend. And then you're like, oh, it's summer, or it's whatever. I don't really feel like doing it. And then it gets mid-Jan, end of Jan, and you're kind of feeling a little bit on the back foot. Now, I'm not saying that I've ever experienced that, but I've heard that people do. No, speaking from firsthand experience, that has happened to me many times, where I'm like, write your goals, and just kind of keep putting it off. So I've got an early this year, and I can't tell you how much better it feels. It feels so much better to just be ahead of the game. And this is all about making sure that you have a great year next year, whatever success means to you. So the reason why it's so important to have a plan is because it makes sure that you focus on the things that are really important to you. Having a plan it's not the planning necessarily that's the fun. I personally love planning, but I know not everybody does. Yesterday, one of my friends said to me, I don't like planning, but I love having a plan. And I just really love that, because I think about when I used to be a personal trainer and people would say, I don't love going to the gym, but I really like having a good body or feeling strong or fit or whatever it is. So sometimes the whole planning process isn't necessarily fun. For some of you, it might be. Just put a fun in the comments if you actually enjoy planning. Do you find planning fun? Just pop it in the chat box. Welcome Trish and Butter and Sina and Glenn and Dee and Glenn again. Welcome, so great to have you here live. So who likes planning? Like, if you enjoy planning, just put fun in the chat box. If you don't enjoy it, maybe put a boo. But would you agree that having a plan really helps you? Well, first of all, it increases your chance of success. Secondly, it makes you feel more organized and more calm and more relaxed. So you can really step into the year feeling this like you're on top, like you're in charge, in control. And having clear goals, like organizing your dreams into clear goals and prioritizing what is most important to you. It's like setting an intention. It's like saying, okay, out of all the many beautiful things in the world that I could do, be, or have, these are the ones that are most important to me. And there might be a lot of things on that dream list. So the very first step in the framework is dreaming. And when you do this dream, you might have 100 or more things. And you may achieve those in a year. But what I find more powerful is to go, okay, out of all these things, which ones do I want in that 1 year? And which ones are maybe next year? Maybe that goes in my year 3 plan, my year 5 or year 10 vision. So you want to choose, like, just dump all your dreams down. That's the first part of the process. And I really encourage you, when you put it down, to dream without limits. So there's 3 questions that I recommend that you ask yourself when you're dreaming. The first one is, what would I do in business if I knew I couldn't fail? What would you actually do if you knew you couldn't fail? So you take the limits off. By the way, you don't think about how. You don't think about how you're going to do it. That's irrelevant. We just want to really dial in what you want. We want to make sure it's what you want and not what other people want for you or what you think you should do. I talk to a lot of people who have goals that they don't seem excited about, or they have goals and me included. They've had goals for years and years and years, and sometimes you just kind of stop and think, is that really what I want? If it is what I want, why does it sit on my goal list every single year and I don't do it? So we want to put the things that light us up, that fill our soul, that excite us, that inspire us. But first of all, we just got to dump it down. What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Second question, what would I do if I had all the time and resources that I needed? All the money, all the energy, all the self-belief. What would I do? And the third question is, what would I do if I had all the courage and all the ability that I needed? And I like these questions because it kind of takes you from different angles. Okay, if I had no limits, if I had courage, would I go and do stand-up comedy? Not that that's to do with business, but it could help. My sister does improv, which to me is one of the most terrifying things I can think of, where she just gets thrown a line and she has to think of something funny on the spot with an audience watching. I think that's incredibly brave. And she said it's really helped her in her confidence as a business owner. So maybe it is stand-up comedy. Maybe it is going to Toastmasters. Maybe it's doing a new course. What's something, if you had the courage, like would you do Facebook Lives every week? Would you run an event? Would you run Facebook ads because you didn't have fear of whether they would work or not? Or, you just actually trusted. What would you do if you had all the resources that you needed? So when you do that process of dumping down your dreams, I really want you to search inside yourself for what will excite you. What is bold? What's something you're going to chase? And I often say this to my clients, if it's a little bit scary and a little bit exciting, perfect. If it's only scary, if it's only terrifying, then it might be too stressful for you to do it. If it's only exciting, it makes you really happy, but there's no kind of like, I don't know how to do it. Maybe it's not big enough, potentially. Maybe it's not bold enough. Because when it's outside of our comfort zone, meaning we don't actually know how to do it. Because if we knew how to do it, we probably would have done it. So the fact that we haven't achieved that goal yet means we probably don't know how to do it, which means there's probably going to be an element of doubt or fear, or there might be massive terror, but we're going to grow into that person. And that's why I love setting bold goals, because I know it's who I become by setting those goals. So next year, I'm investing the most I've ever invested into a business program. I know it's my next level, and it actually makes my heart literally physically pound when I think about it. Because usually I invest about 10% of my income. And this year I'm doing more than double that into the investment for my business, which means what I'm telling my brain is, hey, Kat, you are serious about this. and you're investing a sizable chunk, which means you're going to make it work. And so that commitment makes me feel so empowered and strong and excited. So what's something that you can do that's a little bit scary, that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, or a lot? And when you've written your lists, and if you want the plan, by the way, just pop the word plan into the comments, and one of my team will get you the plan. So the plan lays it all out step by step, but I really want this to be more about you feeling into what's important to you, because the plan is very logical. It's very like, here's a framework, we do this, and we do this. So it's a logical process. But in this video, I really wanted to express my heart how much it's important to tap into the feeling of that goal and choose the things that are so important to you. Because step one is write down the dreams, but then we start to look at your annual priorities, which is step two. And from the big list of dreams, when it comes into like chunking it down to the next step, we want to make sure that those priorities are the right ones, because we can do a lot of things, but we can't necessarily do everything. So we want to pick the ones that are most important. And then step three, we turn those into goals. And goals have a deadline and they have a plan. Otherwise, they're just a wish, they're just a dream. So when we put deadlines on them, and by deadlines, I don't mean like 15th of February necessarily, I mean Q1, or it might be a month, or sometime throughout the year, but you put it as in this year, this is what I want to achieve. What we want to do, so I've also got three little tips for you for doing this. What we want to do is, number one, decide what you want. Number one, dream without limits. So number one is dream without limits. So you're dreaming with no limits, and you're really tapping into the feeling of it, because when you feel it, you chase it. It excites you and you want to achieve it. So you dream without limits. Number two is decide what you want. So you're dreaming, you're getting it all down, and then you're going, okay, next year, what is it that I really want? And then when you decide what you want to think about it as much as you can and talk about it as much as you can. One of my favorite coaches, Brooke Castillo, she talks about how much airtime are you giving to your future? How much airtime, meaning how much thought time are you giving to your future? If you're giving a lot of airtime to your past and you're dwelling on the past, and which is most people spend, a good 90% of their time thinking about their past. If you're giving that airtime to your past, how much are you actually giving to your future? So of course we're going to think about our past. That's a given. That's what our brain does. But how much are you intentionally giving this time to thinking about your future? How much time are you contemplating, meditating, pondering, visualizing your future? How much are you talking about it to your friends and family? Because if you're not putting energy into your future, you can't create from your future. Otherwise, we recreate our past. We just keep going back to that conditioning and programming of our past, the same income of our past, the same habits of thinking, the same habits of behavior, the same relationships, the same health habits. If you think it will just be recycled if we're giving all this airtime to our past. If you look at successful people, they spend an amazing amount of time in their future. And it doesn't mean you can't be present, because you're present thinking about the future. But if you're just only in the present, you're not setting up future you to succeed. So you want to decide what you want, whatever your goals is, be whatever it is you want. I want you to be really specific. So you could say, I want a successful business, and that will produce a certain emotion. But if you're very specific and you say something like, I want a business working 25 hours a week, and I want group coaching, and I want it to be the most incredible supportive community, and I want it to be filled with ambitious women who are coachable and willing to change and willing to put in the hard work. And they are at this particular point in their business. Like, if you get that specific, do you notice that your feelings change compared to, oh, I'm going to have a successful business? Like when you go to that level of specificity and you're not afraid to define it, and you're willing to say, I want this specific exact thing. It's brave. It's like when you're dating, like you could say, oh, I just want to meet a nice man. Or you could say, I'd like a man who has this vocation, who really wants to work with me in my business, who has similar passions, who has this type of lifestyle. He really likes working out and he really listens to me and he's emotionally intelligent, and you just go for it, so that you are setting this intention of what you want. Now, that person might be slightly different, but at least you've put your focus on what you want rather than just being super vague. So you're imagining your future in your brain, and it makes you feel it, which is the third point. My third tip is feel your future. Feel it, like experience it now. And a future with no limit. And ask yourself, like, what is that future like? What's my relationship with future me? I know it's a bit of an odd question, but what is your relationship like with you in the future? Like, are you excited about your future? Are you in love with your future? And when you're in love with the future, you know, because you'll feel it. It will feel exciting. You'll think about it a lot. You'll talk about it a lot. You won't waste time and energy on the past, things that you can't change. So when you start noticing yourself talking, I want you to observe, am I talking from my past all the time, or am I thinking about my future? Because that's what successful people do. So when you feel your future, when you get emotional and not just have a logical list, when you actually feel that emotions, then you start creating the results based on that emotion, because results come from our thinking and our feeling. So if we're just trying to have this dry, logical kind of list, it's way less likely to happen. Has anybody noticed that? Has anybody found that with goal setting? Has anybody noticed that? Oh, hey, Brenda, great to see you here. Yeah, I'd love to hear your experiences. Pop them in the comments and I'll go back and listen to them and read them after this, because I'd love to know your experiences of the difference between just writing a dry list and actually really feeling it and creating from that feeling, and really talking a lot about your future. So when you're out having your Christmas dinner or your New Year's celebration or your holiday, just ask people about their dreams, ask them about their goals, ask them how they feel about it, ask them questions like, what excites you, what motivates you? If you could have anything you want, what would it be? And get those conversations flowing. Don't just ruminate about all the bad things that happened in the year or the things that you wish that you hadn't done. I actually shared a statement in my group, in my inner circle group, that I just want to share with you as well, because it's really powerful. We talked about the fact that there's always disappointments at the end of a year. There's always things that don't go to plan. There's always things that aren't perfect, challenges, obstacles, all of that. We don't even have to call them mistakes or disappointments or regrets. We don't have to label them anything. But the fact is, nothing has probably gone exactly according to how you thought, and that's okay, right? So just acknowledging anything that you've struggled with. And here's the statement. It's called the Reframe statement. And actually, Trish, if you don't mind popping it in the comments, the Reframe statement is, even though, and then you insert the circumstance. So even though I didn't achieve everything that I wanted to this year, even though I'm feeling really sick, even though this bad thing happened to me, even though pandemic, whatever it is, circumstance, I choose. And then with the I choose, you write down what you choose anyway. I choose to make 2022 incredible. I choose to go and leave that behind and go into 2022 feeling great, feeling motivated, feeling positive, whatever it is. So that's the Reframe statement. Even though circumstance, I choose. And it just totally just switches things really fast. The final thing I want to leave you with when it comes to feeling your future is I want to take you through a visualization right now. So if you're comfortable, just close your eyes and just relax and take a nice, relaxing, deep breath in Just get yourself nice and comfortable. And as you relax more and more, put your attention into what you want in 2022. Put all of your attention into what you want. What do you want? No limits. Blue sky thinking. What is it that you want? I want you to put all your attention into that. And I want you to really drop into that vision. See what you're seeing, hear what you're hearing, feel the feelings of being in your vision right now. You are in there feeling your future right now. Notice how you're talking to yourself. Notice the people around you. Notice how you're showing up. Notice the handshakes or the hugs, the laughing, the celebrating, the beautiful moments, the growth. Just notice all those things that are in your imagination in 2021 and feel it now. You get to create it. You are the creator of your reality. So feel it in every single cell inside your body, as though this vision, this dream has eventuated right now. And in your unconscious now, I want you to observe everything that led you to this point. Observe the different changes that you started to make, the different choices around your skills, the different choices around your decisions, your habits, your behaviors. Notice how you got better and better. Notice as your skills improved and improved, and you went to the next level and the next level and the next level, and you achieved more and more mastery, and you built the life you wanted, and it's meaningful to you. Get really connected to this dream. Turn up the sights and the sounds and the feelings and build the energy. Feel your future and know in every cell of your body that this is a reality that you can create. You are destined to be successful. You are destined to be a successful entrepreneur, making a difference, helping other people, having the lifestyle you want, having the freedom. And deep inside your unconscious now, allow yourself to make all the connections you need that allows this to occur. Knowing you have what it takes to be totally successful, to create significant and meaningful things, to be free, to live life on your own terms. And take an energizing deep breath in and breathe it out as you put a big smile on your face, open up your eyes and just slap yourself a high five and say, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Just write that in the comments box. I can do it. Feel your future. So dream without limits, decide what you want and feel your future. If you'd like help with this, just drop me a DM on Facebook if you want help making your dream a reality. If you want to make 2022 the year that you have a successful business, whatever success means to you, whether it's impacting a lot of lives, making a lot of income, creating the community of your dreams, leaving your full-time job and going full-time as a coach, whatever it is that you want. If you want help with it, just give me a DM and we'll chat over Messenger and see how I can help you. Thank you so much for being here. Until we meet again, I want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and an amazing Happy New Year. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and you totally chill and you have loads of fun. And I'm having a 2-week break, so I will see you back here on I think it's the 12th of January, the second Wednesday. And take care and have lots and lots of fun and chill. And I'll see you on the other side in 2022. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.